All right, everybody. Hello. My name is Miss Nunez, and I am a computer science teacher. This year, I'm working primarily with middle school students, and so we're using the CS Discoveries curriculum with code.org. Right now, we're going through the Unit 3 on interactive animations and games, and today we're going to be looking at Lesson 5 on variables. So before I click on anything, I want to point out that as you look at the unit overview, you have this icon in the top right-hand corner that says Lesson Resources. This is going to be super, super valuable for you as you go through the lesson. So if I click on it, it's going to open up a new screen or a new tab, I guess. And you're going to see some really important information here, starting with vocabulary. So, what exactly is a variable? A label for a piece of information used in a program. It shows you the new code that you may or may not have seen before, and if you click on each of these, it will actually open up documentation that shows you examples and tells you more about how it works, so that's really, really helpful. You've got your resources, so there are 2 videos for you to be able to watch as you go through this. I'm not going to watch the video with you, but you can click on these and watch them in advisory or after school or in class or wherever it is that you are that you need to actually see what's going on. All right. And then you have a resource here as well, which opens up another tab and shows you some specific information on variables. So if you're someone that really likes to have printed out material in your binder, this is something that's good to print out, put it in there so you can refer to it as you're working. But you can also just go right here with the lesson resources and open it up. So today we're going to be doing 8 levels. And as you can see, we've got 3 activities on these levels. And actually, I take that back. So this is 3 different levels, but then level 6 is gonna be several activities, level 8 is gonna be several activities, and I'm gonna tell y'all, even if you get past the assessment level and you're like, "I don't wanna do all this is extra," etcetera, this is where they put a lot of the really important information, so make sure that you do all the levels in this, lesson. Alright? So with that, we're gonna get started with, level 1. And then this is just to predict. So when I'll go ahead and refresh mine. Can I do that? Yeah. So when you first see it, what you're going to see is that you cannot click the gray run button. You're going to see predict, read the code below, and make a prediction. Where will the circle be drawn? What will happen if you change the number in line 1? All right. And so before you press run, you've got to be able to predict what you think is going to happen. And it's completely okay if your answer is not correct. What matters is that you take a good look and you attempt to reason it out. So line 1 says variable x position gets 50. So every time you see this variable in the code, x position, it's going to automatically put in this number 50. And this is okay if you've got, 2 lines of code like we have here, but when you have 10,000 lines of code, having variables is really super helpful. All right? So where it says, anytime we see the variable x position, it's gonna get the number 50. So we come down here to line 3 where it says ellipse, which is a fancy word for oval, x position, 350, 100, 100. All right. Now, if I open up the toolbox, it shows me some hints and it says ellipse. So X, Y, W, H. Well, X stands for X position on the grid. So if we have this grid going horizontally, this is going to be the X position. And then the next number is going to be Y position, and that is coming vertically. So somewhere along these lines. And then W is for width and H is for height. So breaking this down, X position is telling us that on the X grid, we're going to be at 50, which is about right here-ish. And then it's also telling us that at the Y is going to be 350. So we've got 50, but then we got to come all the way down here, and you can see that it's coming closer. So somewhere right in here. All right. And then the width and the height is going to be 100 by 100. So if I'm reading this correctly, then we're going to have an ellipse or an oval in this area somewhere down here. All right, so I have to refresh my page because I restarted my answer. So I'm going to say, I believe that there will be an oval in the bottom left-hand side of the screen. All right, so let's see if I'm right. Now that I have an answer, I can click the run button. Once you click the run button, and I tell my students this every single day. Once you click the run button, you are not going to be able to change your answer. So whatever you have here is what your teacher is going to see. All right. So you want to make sure you really take your time, especially if you have a teacher that loves, sentences with periods, capitalization, etc. You want to take your time, make sure that this is the answer you want to submit, and then you're going to click the orange run button. So, yep, there we go. We have an oval, an ellipse, down here in the bottom left-hand corner. So our deduction worked out really well with that. And so now that we've done the prediction, we've seen what happens. We're going to click the orange finish button, and I will see you on the next level. Here we go.